Hey guys, how's it going? As you saw from the opening, where is my GTS? Great story. My GTS is currently up at the New York International Auto Show. It's there as part of a display booth for Supercars Garage. And I can't wait to get my car back. I miss my car. It's funny. I haven't seen my car for about 2 weeks. I was on vacation and just got back recently. My car's been at the New York International Auto Show for 2 weeks. I have not seen anything but pictures of it and a couple little videos. The story behind that is, and why it's at the New York International Auto Show is I'll share with you real briefly. Since I got my GTS, I've been talking with various firms and installers about PPF, paint protection film, as well as vinyl wrap designs. I originally thought I was going to do both. I've done PPF before, I've done vinyl designs before, I've done them together, and the more I look into it now, I think, certainly PPF provides the ultimate level of protection for your car. It's like a cocoon, and it has all sorts of properties that vinyl doesn't, and so on. But for the money I'm going to sink into it, I think I'm going to do a design, a full car design, and in talking with some of the installers of vinyl wraps, determined that for the most part, the vinyl will give me the protection of the paint from, the most common stuff, swirling, minor abrasions, bird droppings, watermarks, whatever. Vinyl can do that. PPF is a whole different level. It's, self-healing, protects against dings and things like that. I don't think the vinyl is going to do that complete of a protection for me, but I'm going to do a design. I may only have it on there for a short while, so I want to do the design and then deal with paint protection film maybe separately or some other time. It's not my highest priority. So anyway, I've been talking to various providers in the area about doing PPF or vinyl designs. I got turned on to one gentleman in particular, a professional installer by the name of Matt Clark. Matt Clark has a company called MC Designs. Check it out. I'll put a URL in the description. He does a lot of Porsches, does a lot of Porsche race cars. If you look at his designs, a lot of them have the factory racing scheme, color schemes in them, and very nice striping designs. He also does some other things like airplanes, which is pretty cool. Check it out. Out of the blue, John contacted me, said Matt had something he wanted to talk to me about, and lo and behold, it turns out that Matt was invited to perform vinyl wrapping demonstrations at the New York International Auto Show in the Supercars Garage booth, which is booth 1420. If you've been to the show, check it out. If you didn't go to the show, we'll try and get you some videos and things to show you what was going on in that booth. But basically, since Matt was invited, 3M was awesome, and they provided a huge amount of material to use in the demonstrations using 3M products. So Matt needed to find some donor cars to use as demonstration vehicles for his wrapping. So he asked if I would be kind enough to have my car there, and I immediately said yes, because number one, I know I want to do some unique things with my car. Number two, just to be involved in the New York International Auto Show. It's a big deal. That's a big show. And I'd never done something like that. Never had my car in a show like that before. So I thought it'd be really cool regardless. So I agreed. We didn't know anything more than that 3 weeks ago, other than, we'd have to figure out when the cars would need to be there. So, 2 weeks ago, we were told that we had to have our cars up at the Javits Center in New York City by, I think, 10 a.m. on Tuesday, 2 weeks ago. And so I, along with John, he has a Cayman R, we drove up from Pennsylvania, from my home, up to New York City. We had to meet up in Weehawken with a third gentleman by the name of Paul, who has a 2014 GT3 that was also going to be in the show. And we also met up with Matt and his crew. And we all went into New York City, got to drive our cars into the Javits Center, which was really pretty cool. Although it was complete chaos there when we got there. If you can imagine, if you've ever seen one of those auto shows, they're enormous. It's a big production. And we got there when all of the car carriers were there unloading cars, and there was activity all over the place. with booths and displays being set up all around the whole center. And of course, there was also tons of construction going on at the Javits Center. They're redoing that up there. If you know New York City at all, they've been doing a lot of work in that area. And so it was pure chaos. But the cool thing was we got to drive our cars literally into the building and onto the floor. We were directed around all these other booths and then parked our cars. So it was really cool. Unfortunately, I had to drop my car off and I had to jet. I had to get out of the Javits Center. I was only there for probably, after I dropped the car off, maybe another half hour, 45 minutes. And then I had to run. I had to catch a train back to Pennsylvania, back to home, because I had a family vacation the very next morning. I had to get ready that day, so I couldn't stick around. So I dropped my car off. I snapped some pictures. I'll show you those pictures in a minute. Took some pictures real quick of the cars as they sat on the floor. At the time, they weren't set up for display or anything yet, just we parked them in there. You can see there's a lot of other stuff going on around the cars. And I left. And then I was gone until recently for almost the full time, a week and a half or whatever it's been. Had not seen my car in person since I dropped it off. I had no idea what was going to be going on. Now, when I dropped it off, I did say to Matt, because we didn't finalize any design, I just said, use my car for whatever you need to use it for your demonstrations. He said, great. I said, I'll give you full creative license. And I knew that the other two cars probably had, I think they already had designs in mind. So more than likely my car was going to be used for color samples and demonstrations of the 3M product. So I was fine with that. So while I was away on vacation, every day it was killing me because I wanted to be there, number one, because it's a cool show to go to, but number two, because I didn't really know what was going on with the car. I started receiving pictures of people that were at the show, people that were, some of Matt's crew sent me some pictures. John sent me a picture of my car in various states of demonstration, I guess is the best way to put it. So the first picture I saw just had a couple little color blotches of 3M products on it. The next one I saw actually had this whole design down the right, the passenger side, that is really pretty cool, and you'll see it in the picture in a moment. And then the flip side and the top and sides on the other side became a color wheel. And we call it a color wheel because there were these, samples of the 3M color blocks or the color selection for the new, I think they're the new colors for 2017. And they were randomly positioned all over the side of the car and the roof and the hood and so on. So we call it the color wheel car. So those are the pictures I saw, but I still didn't know what was going on. I saw in some of the pictures, people standing around the car and doing things. I kept hearing good things about it. Some fellow Renlisters, people that I participate in Renlist with, posted up their comments about either they saw it at the show or they saw the pictures and so on. Exciting for me to be involved, and I can't wait to go get the car. I'm going to get it this weekend. The show ends on the 23rd. I'm going to pick it up that day. I believe we haven't figured out the final time yet, but a couple days away, and I'm really excited about going up to get it. I will stop here. That's the quick update. So I don't have my GTS. It's been up in New York City for almost 2 weeks. It's been in the New York International Auto Show. It's being used for 3M vinyl wrap demonstrations by Matt Clark of MC Designs. And we are going to have a full wrap at some point, a full design. But for now, I told Matt if he didn't have the time, he could leave the color samples or the color selections all over the car. I didn't have an issue with that as long as nothing was on the windows. And I'll just keep the car like that until we get to a full design, which I have no idea when that might happen. But first thing is, I can't wait to get to the New York International Auto Show and check out my car in person, since all I've seen are pictures and a couple small phone videos. So I'll leave it there. Thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate all those that have subscribed. It tells me that I'm producing something that they're interested in. So thank you very much. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and like the video. And in the description, I'll put some additional, a link to mcdesigns.com and some other resources.